y'all, it's Charlene from What the Tuckers, and we'd like to welcome you here today. And today we're going to be making. No, we're not going to be macing. We're going to be making some awesome meatballs today. And then later on, I'm going to have a video up that goes with it where we're making our homemade pasta and Alfredo sauce that these are going to go in. So let's get to the kitchen and get started. Let's go. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're making meatballs, and these are called Hugo meatballs. And your recipe is going to be down in the description box below so that you can make this recipe. Now, this is about a little over a pound of ground beef, and we're going to drop it into our bowl. And then the next thing we're going to add to this is we're going to get out our meatloaf mix that we made in a jar. If you have not seen it, go back and look in my video selections on my video playlist, and this is what it looks like. And we are going to take out the oxygen absorbers out of here and the dry packs out of there, and we're going to dump this in to our meatloaf. Now, there is a whole video where I made all kinds of dry mixes, and that's the one that I'm using here in this. Now, I am going to add a little bit of pepper to this because I did not add pepper in my seasoning mix when I made it up. And there's different seasonings and different ways I do this. Now, the next thing I'm going to add is some Kraft Parmesan cheese. And this one does not have any bioengineered stuff in it. I'm not sure if the new ones that they sell has that in it, but this one doesn't. So I am going to take, and it's still good, but it's been in the refrigerator and it's very cold. And so I'm going to dump about a quarter of a cup in there. I don't measure, I just dump. Okay, there's some things I measure on, and see, I added more because I like more. I like cheese, I like butter, I like these things, so I went and added more in there. So the next thing we're going to do is do just like we were doing if we were making meatloaf, and we're going to add in 2 to 3 eggs. We're going to add in some Worcestershire sauce. So we're going to drop these eggs in there. If you get an eggshell in there, make sure you get it out. And yep, definitely I'm adding all 3 of them. It's not 2 to 3. The reason why the recipe always says 2 to 3, it depends on your recipe, because you may have a little bit more than a pound of meatloaf or a little bit less, and you want to add your more eggs if you need it to help stiffen it up. And then I'm adding Worcestershire sauce, and then I'm going to do something. Yeah, I don't know why I walked away, but anyway, you want to add more eggs or more something to it when it's too wet or it's too dry. If it's too wet or too dry, you add more eggs. If it's too wet, you're going to add, oh, I went and washed my hands is what I did. Make sure you wash your hands before you stick your hands in your stuff. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is mix this up really good with my hands. Now, Charlene, you don't wash your hands when you start making this stuff? Yes, I do wash my hands when I start making this stuff. But that Worcestershire bottle's been sitting in the refrigerator. Yes, I trust that it's clean, but it could have contaminants on it. And I picked up these eggs. They could have contaminants on them. So I always wash my hands before I start mixing my food again. And you should make it a habit to wash yours too, or wear gloves. Yes, wear gloves if you're not going to wash your hands as much. So anyway, we're going to mix this up until it gets good and mixed together. Now, if it ends up being too dry, add some more eggs. If it's too wet, then you can add more oatmeal to your mix. Now, oatmeal is the medium that I used when I made my meatloaf recipe mixes, but you can certainly use breadcrumbs if you don't have oatmeal. You can use crackers if you don't have oatmeal in place of the oatmeal in the mixture. Now, why do I use oatmeal over crackers or anything else? First of all, it's healthier for you and it's better for you. That's the reason why I use oatmeal over crackers. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is get out my pan. I'm going to get out a teaspoon to use for this to make my meatballs. So what I do is I get a teaspoonful of stuff, and the reason why you want to do this with a spoon, and you want to get even amounts on your pan so that when you form them into a meatball, that they are equally the same size. So when you cook them in the oven, they all cook all the way through. And so you want to make sure that you continually do that. Now I'm just dumping it out on my hand, kind of forming it into a little round ball, placing it on my tray and filling them up. Now you want to space these about an inch apart. And once I get all these on the tray, then we're going to stick them in the oven. Now I'm baking mine in a little air fryer oven, and I'm going to put them in there for 20 minutes on 350 degrees, and you want to bake them until they're golden brown. Then I made my Alfredo sauce and dropped my meatballs down into there. Now when you take your meatballs out of the oven, you want to make sure that they're not cooked all the way, because when you drop them in your Alfredo sauce, they're going to continue cooking in there. And so if you'd like me to make a video with the Alfredo sauce, let me know, and I will definitely make it and put it up here for you. And I made homemade pasta also for these. Now my homemade pasta didn't turn out so good this time because I didn't have my pasta machine when I made this, but I'm going to remake it. And if you want to see me make that, then leave me a comment below saying I want to see the pasta and how you make homemade pasta, because if you haven't ever had homemade pasta, it is the bomb, and it is worth having, and it is awesome. It is all of those. This meal was absolutely delicious. Now, is it fat-free? No. Is it healthier? Yes, it's healthier than anything you can buy in the store, because anything homemade and made from scratch is better for you than anything you can get in the store these days. And it has much more flavor developed in it. So if you like this video, come check us out. Come see us and give us that big thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope to see you real soon. Give us those 2 thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you real soon here at What the Tuckers.